David says, when preparing job applications, is it acceptable to go beyond the job description to demonstrate knowledge in related areas and broader expertise? Oh, you're going to love this, David. It is acceptable, yes. Is it helpful? No, it isn't. See, this is the problem. The ego is very real, and we have stuff on our resume or in our background that we are proud of because we know that this thing that we have is awesome. It's maybe something that not many people have. It's maybe something that demonstrates great qualities about us or shows our capabilities, right? But the problem is you're not justifying yourself to yourself. You're justifying yourself to them. And they only care about a very specific thing. We want to hire you to do this. Now, I get that you're very proud of the fact that, you're a veteran, or you also have a degree in medicine, or you climbed Mount Everest. Like, I get that, but quite frankly, this job in customer service, the fact that you climbed Mount Everest doesn't really have any bearing on this customer service job, nor having a medical degree. That's not really going to give you any kind of edge in this job. It's completely unrelated. So the more you go down to a job interview and talk all about how you have a medical degree and you climbed out Mount Everest, or both, that's going to be a distraction. They're going to get the impression of you that this job is not a fit because instead of being a customer service rep, your real calling is being a mountaineer or a brain surgeon or both, right? So that's the problem. And it's going to dilute what you have that speaks directly to this job. The ability to talk to people, blah, blah, right? Now, if you can take the fact that you climbed Mount Everest and spin that in a way that shows them how it demonstrates why you're being an awesome customer service rep or something, then maybe it will be applicable, right? But my point is, what they're looking for ideally is somebody that fits the requirements exactly and doesn't dilute it with a bunch of other things, because for several reasons that takes away. It dilutes what you have. It creates uncertainty if this is really the job you're looking for. It creates uncertainty if really what your skills are tailored to. You know what I mean? So don't fall into that trap. It's very hard. This is easier said than done. But you might be proud of a bunch of stuff. If they're not specifically asking for it and it doesn't come up as an example of how you can illustrate something for something that they are looking for, keep it to yourself. Hard to do, but that's the reality. This is another one of those flaws I mentioned earlier with the modern day recruitment process. Because we all know that the more things you have, the more diverse experience, education, skills, they always help. You know what I mean? This is a stupid concept. Oh, this dilutes that. You know what I mean? The only time where it might not is if it shows what your ambitions are. If you really wanted to work in customer service, why do you have a medical degree? That suggests that what you really want to be is a doctor, One could be forgiven for getting that impression. So this is how these people think. If you're going through a recruiter, this is how they think. They think that this is a real concept that applies universally. That's why you have to dance to this tune if you want to impress a recruiter. Right? Now, if you're not going through a recruiter, you're going through networking and you're talking directly to the boss. You might not even mention you've climbed Mount Everest or whatever, All they know is that you know your stuff when it comes to customer service. You had a great conversation about customer service. They've seen your charisma. They've seen your ability to listen and blah, blah, blah. So that's the only thing that's relevant. But if you're going through a recruiter, then concepts like this start to matter, unfortunately.